Chelsea ended their winless run in the Premier League with a 2-0 victory against Fulham at Craven Cottage last night. The Blues took the lead through Mudryk as the Ukraine international netted his first competitive goal for the club since his £88 million move to Stamford Bridge 10 months ago. However, Mudryk had to be withdrawn at halftime with a thigh problem sparking fears he could be injured ahead of the international break. Moises Caicedo was spotted with strapping around his left knee at full time after sustaining a few knocks in the clash against Fulham. Christopher Nkunku sent a message to Mudryk after the win supporting his teammate as he continues to recover from a knee injury. Elsewhere, Armando Broja avoided a serious injury after scoring the second goal against Fulham before being withdrawn on the hour mark. With that said, stay with us on Football.London as we bring you the latest Chelsea news as it happens with regular updates to come throughout the day. So much better. 3 words that accurately describe what we saw from Chelsea at Fulham on Monday evening. The Blues needed that so much, and they showed so much at Craven Cottage. There is of course the mental side to their performance that should absolutely not be discounted. This Chelsea squad have faced a lot of adversity at the start of the season. An ever-growing injury list, criticism from every possible angle, and a pressure that is like no other. But Monday night felt like a turning point. It, of course, is too early to decide whether it will actually be one, but it felt like that could be the case. And for Mauricio Pochettino, who was evidently so proud of what he saw from his players in the West London derby, he will be desperate to ensure it is. In football, you always need to be ready for everything, Pochettino said when asked whether Monday was a turning point for Chelsea. Now we are focusing to try and prepare the game on Saturday, which will be tough also. It is not as if Chelsea were playing badly before the last week that has saw the Blues pick up back-to-back wins against Brighton and Fulham, but their incompetence in front of goal in the decisive moments had cost them. On Monday, however, 2 goals in 82 seconds of each other from Mudryk and then Armando Broja ensured they would be making the short trip back with all 3 points wrapped up. The future of Manchester United winger Jadon Sancho is currently unclear, as teams across the footballing world begin to circle round the England international's situation. Sancho, 23, has failed to live up to the astronomical £73 million fee United paid Borussia Dortmund for him back in 2021, following an impressive 4-year stint at the Bundesliga club, where he scored 38 goals and provided a further 45 assists across his time in the top flight of German football. Prior to his arrival in Germany, Sancho was the product of the Watford Academy before eventually moving to Manchester City at the age of 14, in a deal worth £66,000 for the young prospect. However, as Sancho continued to grow and develop at City, so did his frustrations over the lack of first-team opportunities at the club, which eventually led to his omission from a preseason squad in 2017. As negotiations on a new deal stumbled over playing assurances, Sancho has since endured a difficult return to the city of Manchester, with just 9 goals and 6 assists recorded across his 3 seasons within the Premier League at United. Off-the-field issues have also been a more recent issue for the England international, who has been involved in a public spat with Erik ten Hag over recent weeks. It's a feeling Chelsea fans have gotten far too used to over the past few years. They see a player go down, clap them to their feet, and as they limp off the pitch, they pray it won't be a long-term issue and that they'll be back, fully fit and ready for the next challenge at hand. But that's rarely been the way at Stamford Bridge in recent times. In what has been an unknown era for the Blues, full of ownership, managerial and project changes, perhaps the single constant that they've actually been able to count on has been the slew of injuries that's only been there not to hold out a guiding hand in testing times, but to kick them while they're down. Even when something eventually goes right for them, it just has to be balanced out with yet another long-term issue. This time, it began before the campaign had even officially started. As he arrived at Stamford Bridge, new manager Mauricio Pochettino highlighted the one thing he was praying wouldn't catch up to him. Back in preseason, he said, "We are working hard to build the physical condition first and after to develop a way to play. It is important to see if the young players are ready to play, if they are ready to compete for a place in the future, and to help the team work this season. It's a good opportunity for these guys to show us if they are ready. Football is about to win to create good feelings." Ivan Toney made his long-awaited return to football in a behind-closed-doors Brentford friendly on Tuesday. The England forward last played on Saturday, May 6 against Liverpool with his 8-month ban for betting offences beginning the following week. Arsenal and Chelsea have both been strongly linked with making a move for the 27-year-old in the January transfer window, with his long-term ban set to end in the middle of that month. Over the summer and for the first few weeks of the season, Tony was forced to train individually, but he has since returned to participating in sessions with his Bees teammates. His footballing return also took a step further on Tuesday, October 3rd, when he lined up for Brentford to take on Italian side Como. As revealed by Brentford's official website, Tony played 61 minutes and scored in the game after latching onto a cross-field pass before taking the ball round the goalkeeper and firing home into an empty net. While it was a relatively simple finish, Tony has proved that in 5 months away from the pitch, he certainly has not lost his goal-scoring touch. Brentford manager Thomas Frank recently opened up on his future, hinting there is a concrete chance he departs if the money offered is deemed worthy. Former Chelsea star Eden Hazard is set to make his return to football later this month, but in an unexpected scenario amid links with a return to Stamford Bridge. It comes 4 years after the Belgian winger left the Blues to make the switch to Real Madrid for near the £100 million mark. Hazard enjoyed several impressive seasons for Chelsea, where he managed to cement himself as one of the best in the Premier League and the wider footballing world. 110 goals and 92 assists crowned his 352 appearances in West London, where he won 6 trophies. His impact led to the interest from Real Madrid, where he ended up making the big money move to try and bolster their attacking options. Just 16 La Liga appearances were made in his first season, which would end up being the second most he would make in his 4 years. Injuries and fitness became a huge problem for Hazard, who consistently missed games and struggled to recapture his best form from years prior. Heading into this summer, there was a decision to be made on the 32-year-old, who was released on a free transfer, making him a free agent. There have been hints over a possible retirement alongside a move elsewhere, with Chelsea touted as a possible place for him to return to. At this stage, no decision has been made on his long-term future, but there is still some movement on the football front, and for a good cause.